certain cash outs and a lot of these choke points that I feel like they fixed on Vegas for the better, really plays out for an advantage both on defense and offense, depending on how your team approaches the situation. So, yeah, the reworks they do, they cook at Embark, man. I love the new Vegas, and yeah, like you said, we're jumping in this first game over here, Nozomi Citadel. Saints 1, Make-A-Wish. Let's get this started. Let's get this ball rolling.
Into the match. Excited to watch Saints 1, Mickey, Emilian, and some of my favorite in the game right now. Going up against the boys at Make-A-Wish, Spring Hour, Viper, and FX, a team that, if you've been following the competitive scene, you know these guys. You've seen them play before. They are a very well-known players. Haven't always played together, but Viper is a player that I'm looking for seeing because he often runs slightly off meta stuff. Looks like he is running that Matter. A favorite of Viper right now is always that Matter.
Yeah, Matter's nice. I think that's a pretty slept on light weapon, especially if you're opting for double poke on heavy and medium. Having a shotgun on a light can really help on those close range engagements. But as we see this guy, they are just playing on high ground here, just waiting each other out.
Wait, they don't know. They don't know. Finally got founded. The winch comes in from Spring Hour. He catches Emilian. Stairway surrounded by two. Viper takes out one. More gets the second. It's just Mickey by himself. He's going to get wiped out. I actually thought they had a great high ground there. It didn't look like Make-A-Wish were ready for them to be on top of the stairwell, but they kind of missed their shot.
Rather fast team engaging here. Knocking out really fast. They're going to be able to get this plug, move it, rotate to the next point, and get possibly an advantage here on the defensive side of things as they move it over. Make-A-Wish is going to have to jump and get there quick before the other team. Yeah, they spawned in just now, so they're going to get the plug and get set up possibly, but they're definitely going to have to fight as soon as possible.
They've already been spotted. The spawn was very, very useful for Saints 1. Emilian throws an RPG, does connect a little bit on Viper, but no deaths yet. Dome shield at the ready for both the heavies, just jockeying for position. The vault has been left by Make-A-Wish, so the plug does come out from Saints 1. Misses it there.
Saints 1 gets the plug.
Gets the plug, but would not have done well in Young's golf event, sadly. Dome shield does go down very early from the side of Make-A-Wish, but it kind of just drops to the floor. It's completely unused key piece of utility that has gone to waste here for Make-A-Wish. If they want to push and go for the steal, they're going to be lacking that. C4 hit by Emilian, drops it down. They finally spotted him. He hits the winch, but he's blocked off by the goo. Looking for the trade. Emilian and someone with 2 kills down. It's just Spring Hour left alive. Dueling against 2 himself. Fight goes the other way, and Saints 1 hold on to this cash out.
I love to see both heavies opting to use SA-12 here. Good old reliable SA-12. Like you just said, they got this big iron season, but SA-12 still proving a phenomenal gun in the meta right now for the heavies.
I'll be honest, I don't think I'm a believer in the big iron yet. I just feel like the SA-12 just gives you so much. And the advantage of having that long-range poke from the heavy, you can just pick it up in LH1. You know, you can pick up a repeater.
Right.
You know, I just feel like
you said,
yeah, exactly. There's so much more that an SA-12 or even a Shack 50 can give you, and it just
for a heavy at least.
Exactly, right for the heavy. They are trying to make their way off. Does miss the winch as they cross over. So that's a big step for Spring Hour. He drops his dome shield. Both dome shields down, but someone picks up Viper. Well, a nice start from them. The jump is there from Emilian. He's going to punish this damage. They do get the revive, but he jumps off the edge of the map. Looks like he's going to go down. Viper just takes a dip into the abyss. Going to go ahead and say goodbye, but it looks like Spring Hour was not done fighting. He decided to put his name.
I'm going to take one with me.
He said,
"You're coming home with me."
We ain't getting that cash out, but I'm going to add a little bit to my stats there.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunate Viper getting lots of damage on the initial fight right there. Was not able to cross over, and Saints 1 just pressured him, taking him out quickly, and things just fell apart rather fast on that pad play right there. Unfortunate Viper took a lot of damage there. He probably wanted to play a little safer there, try to rotate with a TP gateway, so his team can rotate in safely. However, things kind of just fell apart for Viper, and he got taken out rather quickly there, unfortunately. But game's not over. We're on to a second cash out here. Saints 1 gonna get the tap. Make-A-Wish making their way on over. You know, they gotta make a wish for this one. They gotta get this one cracking for this, because this is could be the game if they don't step things up right here.
Playing very disconnected as well. Someone playing the mega off angles here, making sure to harass them. Pushing aggressively, looking for Viper. They found him in the slide. He's not going to be able to get. He is going to be able to get away. Just barely evades the winch. But Mickey looking for some picks as well. The winch comes in from Spring Hour. He's dueling against 2. A little bit of lag there for a moment, but Emilian finally pick onto 2 more. Sandspring going down under the oppressive fire. Someone finishes off the light in a 1v1. Another team wipe for Saints 1, and it's not just the long-range engagements and the choke points that they're winning. They're winning these scrappy fights as well. That initial fight does not seem to have shaken.
H Infusers coming out on both sides. That was a closer fight than the last one, coming down to the last player. So it looks like Make-A-Wish is stepping it up just a little bit on these team fights as they just spawn right now. Yeah, interesting spawn here for sure.
You're going to see this a lot as teams start to figure out exactly where they're coming from. Viper's going to get taken out.
Viper gets
with his dash. That's not what he wants to see. His team is there in front of him looking to do something, but they're dropping all the way into the map. They down. Emilian finishes up 1, just waiting with open arms for Spring Hour to come towards them. Now they're just going to go ahead here. Just play with their food some. They want to delay this as long as possible, and he doesn't seem to have a barrel he can do anything with. This is a disaster. He needs to find something. He has a C4. He was going to go ahead and pick himself off, so a nice team wipe there. And I'm not a fan of the way that Make-A-Wish decided to approach that point. There were so many directions you could go. They know they were spotted. Why dash towards the open? You don't have to make such an aggressive move.
Pathing is so important in this game. Excuse me, especially depending on the spawns you get. There they spawn relatively, they get the same exact spawn they get right now. So hopefully they choose a different path here.
I like this
to
better.
get there. It's not a lot. Yeah, I like this a lot better. What they're doing right here. They need to make this play here. This is the last fight of this matchup.
You'll normally see teams pull this cash out into the little stairwell alley behind there. Saints 1 haven't chosen to do that. They actually want to play up closer. They're playing for the drops. It's gone down. It's on a bounce pad. It's up and down. The floor has been destroyed, so no remats there. As Make-A-Wish pushing into the stairwell, they found the heavy, but there's 2 of them back-to-back. Spring Hour, can he survive? The defibs are ready. But the defibs were a little early, actually. His heavy didn't go down, so he just wasn't able to do damage. Viper goes down. It's just 2 versus 3 now. Can they do anything at all? No, Mickey fix. It's Spring Hour by himself against the road with precious seconds left to start the steal. It looks like Saints 1 are going to be roundly taking this first map in our first map of the day.
Well played by Saints 1. Rather dominant performance, winning, I believe, every team fight in this match right here. Make-A-Wish, except for the first one, exactly. Yeah, you're right. That's right. Make-A-Wish did win the first, but they didn't even get the cash out in the box on that rotate on that first fight. Saints 1 convincing first match here at Nozomi Citadel. What do you think about how this match played out, Walt?
The first point was definitely one of those where I'm not a fan of how Make-A-Wish played when they initially went for the plug, right? Because on that point there, on kind of that, the CNS data center there on that side of the map, it's so hard to push into those positions because every single approach you have to hit a jump pad to make the approach. And so there is always going to be the ability to just ping you from range. It's almost impossible to actually do anything when you're approaching. So you have to make sure that you get the plug and you get it into a solid position right before you do. But when the pressure was on and they were facing up against Saints 1 in that moment, they just sort of dropped the ran away and then never found the approach back in. So I think it's just, for me, and you mentioned this earlier, pathing I think has been Make-A-Wish's downfall in this match, is they're just not approaching the fights correctly. They're approaching them in the wrong position, and that turns everything on its head, because if you are not positioned correctly, you are going to be losing everything. Right.
Damage and resources, very key. If you're burning your resources before the fight even starts, if you're taking a lot of damage, especially as a light, there's no one else to heal you. You're the healer as a light, especially in this meta. People are rocking DMAT. So taking damage on as a light could be very detrimental to your pushes. So you want to be sneaky. You want to get your team in there safely, rotate in there. One thing I could say, Emilian is just working those bubbles with that SA-12. The way I watched him play those bubbles, like he, as a heavy main, beautiful. I love to see more of that coming out of Make-A-Wish. Working those bubbles, working that winch, and trying to get that other heavy out of the fight as fast as possible.
Yeah. Those heavy versus heavy matches end up being so important. And what I want to see, we are going to burn out. And on this one, there's a couple open. You said this is a kind of a poke map, and that is definitely very true. There's less points that are so difficult to push. Even the church
Right.
point, there are ways to get towards it, and there's a little bit more cover. So you're not going to have any of these incredibly defensive positions. So it gets a lot simpler, I think, in the long run for them. I'm
Right.
hoping that we see Make-A-Wish turn this around because I believe this should be their pick. And if I believe I'm correct, because this is EU versus NA, the first map was on EU, if I'm correct. So that does mean Make-A-Wish going to be on their home server this time. Could make a difference.
Could make that little bit of difference. Exactly. Being on ping, especially playing against, some of the best teams in the world, can make a massive difference. So hopefully Make-A-Wish steps it up this next game, cleans up the rotations, and win a lot more team fights this time around in Bernal. One thing I am interested in seeing is if heavies opt to use mesh in Bernal. I know Winch is rather strong in the meta right now. However, Bernal, like you said, being on these smaller rooftops, taking chip damage from far, mesh could definitely help. I know I've seen teams like SSG pull out the mesh on Bernal. So I'm wondering if that's what we will see here as well.
It's definitely one of those difficult things where, Winch is not good because of its cooldowns. It's not good because of, it's not good because mesh is bad. Winch is good because repositioning things will always be overpowered. Like moving somebody out of position. We were just talking about how, displacement. The approach that Make-A-Wish made Source Fight, position is everything in this game, especially with the verticality and the ability to reposition not only players, but also cash outs and, parts of the map, even grabbing your teammates' totems from further away. That will always be good. And I think that there needs to be I know they've been nerfing the cooldowns. It makes it more of you have to make these decisions if you're going to winch the cash out. You actually have to play a little bit of pros and cons, and I think that's an interesting way of going about it. But I don't think we're ever going to see winch fully disappear just because of how useful that is. So while I do want to see mesh show up a little bit, we did see the double heavy come out in some of the qualifiers. Even they ran double winch.
Wow, winch just always proving. To me, it's like the heal kind of thing where you not only are you displacing them, but you're removing them from the opportunity to get healed. So if you winch a heavy that's half health, it's basically kind of a guarantee kill, especially on a light. You winch a light, it could be massive value just on that displacement, like you were just saying. I'm a believer. I think mesh should block winch, but that's another topic of maybe I'm just a mesh enjoyer. I don't know, but
I mean,
winch is rather difficult to deal with for sure in the meta. You gotta be very careful.
Does feel like the buff that would help, both mesh shield. I don't know if that should be done for dome shield. It is.
You're right. I think
maybe it'd be too
yeah.
powerful. Although
exactly.
Dome shield is already such a powerful gadget, right?
Exactly.
Is there a heavy that doesn't run dome shield? Except I think Busy didn't run dome shield when he was running his minigun. His loadout did not include dome shield there, but that was a very specific instance.
Was it barricades?
He was running lock bolt and RPG, and you know what? He C4, I think. Lock bolt, lock bolt, C4. Dome shield. He was still running dome shield. Never mind.
I am a lock bolt enjoyer myself. I do like sticking people to the ground. Stop moving. Stay right there. That is my vibe. As these teams jumping in. We got someone taking a little bit of damage here on light. Gonna get away. Gonna play his life. He's chilling. RPG Valley comes out. Massive winch right there. Ooh, so close on taking out Spring Hour.
Nice Spring Hour click there. Spring Hour does fall Mickey with a nice shot with the F-Car. Pulling that one out, deciding to go with the classic F-Car instead of something like the repeater. I do think it's a little bit more consistent. And Viper is also switched over to the 93 arc.
I thought I saw a revolver on a medium. Am I tweaked?
I think you might be tweaking a little bit. Like, I don't want to call you out, but we got FAMAS.
No. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
We got double 93R.
I might have seen the 93R and thought it was a medium. Not a for a second there. I got a little excited. Like, yo, got a cowboy in the lobby.
Oh man, I mean, I wish Airrock's not in the lobby. We might see a revolver show up.
Right. Airrock
in from Spring Hour, immediately melts Emilian. He gets in, he's dead. Finds someone as well, picks him off. Final shot from the SA-12. It's just Mickey by himself. Is he going to be able to survive, keep himself hidden here? No, he actually gets spotted. Takes out Viper. He's alive for the moment. The goo goes down, but he's probably about to die. The dematerialized, but he doesn't see him.
Walks right past him.
There's no way Mickey doesn't survive here. He's regenning. He's gonna get picked off. He goes.
Oh,
I thought he maybe had that.
Slippery right there. Hey, Make-A-Wish cleaning it up this time, taking out that heavy, really fast right there. Massive value. Well played by Make-A-Wish. Now they have a decent defensive opportunity here over at the church.
Yup.
So, moving on to the second fight here as. The other team is going to spawn here rather shortly.
About to show up. They do get a pretty decent spawn. This is one of the easier positions to push the church from because you have less of a no man's land across.
Exactly.
How do they decide to do so?
Lots of cover here. Ooh, they do get spotted, though.
Aggressive push. He's going to take a lot of damage for this, but he does get his team onto the hop of the church. But an RPG is quickly going to drop them to the ground. So that gateway not really doing everything they wanted, but get in place. High ground firmly in control of Make-A-Wish, though. DMAT's going out from Mickey, trying to get his team in position. We've seen some sneaky steals on these points in the past. Only 2 DMAT charges, though. You have to be really careful. Winches into the corner, gets stuck on the debris, so it can't get quite as close as they wanted to, but they might have an RPG. They've seen the heavy of Spring Hour. He drops down. He drops his own dome shield. Both dome shields down from both heavies. A lot of utility been used already, but someone gets picked off on the backside. The light battle of Make-A-Wish. Morphix is down himself. On the high ground, they see Viper. Viper's down. It's just one left. You guys get the revive, though. It's Mickey versus everyone. Gets revived by Morphix. 2 versus 1, but Mickey continuing to do everything he can. Gets the defib onto his heavy. The heavy and medium versus light of Make-A-Wish. Looking to hold on to this. Only about 10 seconds left for them to push and make the steal. They have to drop onto it in just a matter of moments, but they need to get at least 1 pick here so they don't get taken out. It's all on this, but Morphix, he wins the medium duel. He wins the one as well. The 2-piece Morphix clinches it out.
Or the cleanup right there. Oh, well played. That was a little close, but, you know, Make-A-Wish getting the revive on Viper right there and being able to re-engage the Saints one right there. Both teams kind of resetting 2v2. However, Make-A-Wish played slow. They knew they had an advantage with the point. And Morphix getting the 2-piece to clean up things right there. Just cherry on top. So, a second cash out, second vault. See how Saints 1 wants to approach being down right here.
I have to be careful about how where they choose to go. It looks like A is probably over the empathy, and I don't think that's where they want to be, especially when they're going with that FAMAS and the 93R. Just feels like that is a difficult position to be in, but that is where Make-A-Wish want to go. They want these long-range engagements. They want the difficult cash outs to steal. They're going to be moving that direction, using some of those DMAT charges just for some quick movement across the map. But because they're going to be moving so far, this is going to be really easy for Saints 1 to get into a position to punish. And actually, if they're smart here, they can actually catch the medium and the heavy. Just ignore the light completely.
Yeah, they're a little split.
Now. No, but they've split. There they are. He sees Morphix. He's doing some damage from range. They got them quite low. Viper has to come back. He's ditched the vault. Separate off to his side, but he's in the midst of 3. He gets winched in. Emilian's going to meet Viper. He goes down. 2 versus 3. Again, saw this in the last match as well in the Zomi. He's getting a little bit too far forward, gets disconnected from his team, and then Saints 1 just steal it away.
I think he had the right idea, right? Viper, drop the point, peel for your team. However, like I said, pathing and choices right here matter a lot. Viper opted to just fight head on and got winched immediately. So, right idea, not the best execution as they get reset right now. Make-A-Wish gets reset, and they are re-engaging right now as Saints 1 has a decent defensive position here on this little high ground.
They managed to get onto the point with basically no damage taken. I'm not even sure that Saints 1 know where they are right now. Viper does take some damage. He's baiting them out with a very aggressive steal. The dome shield goes down. That flip is going to be successful, but they're quite low. Mickey trading damage with the other medium, but on the ground, the heavy goes down. aggressive. Does pick on the back. Emilian melts himself with his own RPG. It's 2 versus 2. The lights on both doing what they can. Mickey wins the pool. Someone very low does get taken out by Viper. And Viper just melts him with the 93R. Wins the fight. Crazy steal from him. I really did not expect him to hold that.
Now, I would love to have seen Saints One a little bit more aggressive on that steal, maybe pressure Viper off of the steal to stop him. However, Viper's able to get kind of a free steal right there because Saints One were not ready for that push right there. So they're playing a little safe, a little too passive, and unfortunately they lost the point. And now Make-A-Wish pretty much has a very strong position right here.
Put down from someone just looking to get rid of that C4. Lots of goo being put. He basically just has to go for the steal, but a little bit of miscommunication here. The winch is there as he was trying to go for it. They do take out the heavy. Spring Hour's down, but he has to survive this. The body blocks, are they there? It's not.
They're gonna
go down. Make-A-Wish and 2 cash outs. Take the second map, and they're gonna push us to a third.
Yeah, first game goes 2-0 to Saints One, and now Make-A-Wish clapping back with a 2-0 for themselves over here at Bernal. Maybe you're right. Maybe the ping is the difference, right? Maybe it's
I hate saying it's the difference, you know, like it's just.
Regardless, Make-A-Wish looking a lot better this time around here in Bernal. They're cleaning up the team fights, winning a lot more, and you know, we're going to a game 3. You know?
Yeah.
So well played by Make-A-Wish there at the end.
All right. Well, we do have some stats here. Look at Mickey going 6 and 4. Unfortunately, wasn't quite enough at the end of the day. Had 6 kills, but someone you can see getting the worst of this. Definitely on. I think the ping probably impacts the lights more than a lot, and it was something that we saw EU back in, you know, season 0 of PHL, back in like season 6 time period actually as well. When Invis was still consistently picked, right, especially by EU, there was this idea that when you're playing on ping, Invis is a smarter choice because Dash is a little bit harder to use effectively on ping.
Exactly.
And so you can see this, and I think you saw this last map as well, is like Viper kind of got caught out a little bit on some of those movements where he caught on a piece of, you know, debris that he wasn't expecting to. It kind of just causes issues, and hopefully, you know, maybe they'll swap it up, but I think that could be one of the biggest issues. Is like the dash on ping is just hard.
No, exactly, and especially the fact that you're dealing with 150 HP. You got 150 to work with, and being on ping, managing that HP can also be a little difficult, you know, considering that, you know, maybe you think you're not going to get shot in a certain situation, but due to ping, you are, you know, so positioning wise, you're probably not in good shape as well there as a light as well. Like on heavy, you can kind of tank a little bit more damage if you need, you know, you got that 350 HP, but on light, you really got to, you know, manage your HP to the fullest, no matter what the circumstances is. Staying alive as a light. Light brings some of the best utility, some of the best weapons, gadgets all around. So Light, you know, being a very important key aspect to team fights here. So being on ping, Light, you got a lot of strain on you.
Yeah, it's hard.
Team fights.
The level of execution needed for Light. I love playing Light. It's definitely one of my favorite classes to play. You know, I will admit I do enjoy. Hey, I enjoy a little guilty, you know, sniper on power shift every now and then. You know, I'll admit it. I'll admit it. It's fun. You know, as a treat.
360 quick scope.
Right. You know,
off of Pagoda.
But then I try to go into ranked, and I can't. It's just it's too difficult for me, you know. So it's hard. But we are going to be on EU servers as a coin flip for the third match. So because it's, you know, separate, we need a fair way. It's coin flip, you know. So that is going to be the EU servers as we move to Las Vegas. Hey, that's where I am right now. You know, check that out. So we're going to be right here. A lot of these buildings about to crumble. I might need to swap locations after this match because there's not going to be a lot behind me.
Exactly. We are going to hit the slots today over here at Las Vegas Stadium. Man, this has been a great set thus far. Like I said, first match 2-0, second match 2-0. to the other team, both respective teams getting 2-0s. Hopefully, this goes to a third cash out here for the win. Whoever wins, best of luck. But this is going to be fun to see how these teams approach here at Vegas. Las Vegas Stadium, New Vegas.
I do like the New Vegas. You were talking about this earlier as well. The rework was really good. Like, I was really impressed, and it felt
phenomenal.
Like the rework just showed that they... I feel like there's this, devs take a while to really understand how people play their game, right? Like,
right,
you do a lot
exactly.
of testing. And this rework showed that they now understand how the flow of the game works. And you've seen that, I think, in a lot of their previous, in their latest maps as well. It's like, okay, now we know how to make maps for the finals, and that's been really, really cool. Engagement here on the high ground. This is the high ground that matters so much. We're so far away, but a big R almost gets eaten by the dome shield, but flying in the air. Morphix is so low, he's gonna sins on this one, and it's just Viper trying to dash away. He actually gets out of there with that dash. He's gonna survive. That's a really good start for Make-A-Wish because they do not have to.
Yeah, we have Saints 1 on the high ground right now, rather convincing. Viper by himself down there, trying to figure out what he wants to do, how he wants to approach the situation. As Saints 1 gets the tap and potentially going to get the plug here as well, before Make-A-Wish is able to reset. So Make-A-Wish opting for the coins. Coins come out on the side of Make-A-Wish. They are on the way now. However, Saints 1 looking pretty good with the cash out. They definitely going to have an opportunity to take this and plug. However, they're just going to leave it there and maybe take another team fight here, possibly on the high ground. They are looking for intel, looking for Make-A-Wish. See what Make-A-Wish is opting to do. Make-A-Wish taking high ground right here. And now Saints 1 just kind of playing it slow. They know they're on the high ground, and they are just kind of playing slow. Mickey just kind of chilling out, regrouping with his team, gonna hold hands and figure out how they want to take the second engagement right here. Both teams kind of playing really slow, playing for intel. They want to know what the other team is doing. Saints 1 takes the vault. That's going to give out precious information for Make-A-Wish. They know they have the vault now, and they're moving. So Make-A-Wish knows the positioning of Saints 1 at the moment. As they're holding high ground, they're pressuring high ground right now. Mickey going for the high ground play. Dome shield comes out. Not a lot of value. Oh, massive winch! Massive winch right there. Doesn't get the cleanup, though. There, he finally falls. Mickey falls by himself. Now it is a 2v2 situation right now, actually. Heavy and light versus medium and heavy. Medium heavy on. Springhour takes out someone. This is a big pick right here. Emilian's going to be in trouble. Make-A-Wish comes out on top. And now, Make-A-Wish is going to have the opportunity to get the defensive plug here. Both teams playing really slow. What do you think about that, Walt? How this fight just played out?
Very impressed, honestly, by Make-A-Wish there. They took that really, really slow to move around.
Both teams.
Yeah, that was really, really patient play. We rarely see vault fights that far away from the cash out, but neither team wanted to put themselves in a position where they get the vault closer for the other team.
Exactly. But now, Saints 1 getting a spawn as they plug immediately. They're going to be in the fight as fast as possible right here. Things happening. Looks like Make-A-Wish is going to try to opt for a kite, get away, regroup, and reassess the situation.
Steal is going through. Mickey is just straight up going for it, not even bothering to set anything aside, and it actually works. He does get the pick on a Spring Hour. Emilian does fall on the backside, though. Most mediums getting some picks. The defib does go out. Spring Hour is down. He's revived, but he's about to go down because of how aggressive that defib was. It doesn't end up working out for him. He's going to go down. Another one of these steals, just like we saw Viper last match, they just run in and go for it, and it kind of takes the other team off guard. Like, they're just not expecting it.
Exactly like we saw on Bernal. Just go for the flip, make them make a play as fast as possible. There's so much time on point. We want to see action. We want the other team to make mistakes. And there we just saw it right there. Make-A-Wish not attentive to their catch out. Saints 1 able to get the retake. And now Make-A-Wish on the offensive. Probably going to try to make a similar play here. They're opting for high ground over here at Make-A-Wish. I'm playing very slow, medium and heavy, holding hands. Very slow, trying to find out where they are. Some little bit of poke damage coming out, not too much. Someone took a little bit of damage, but he's gonna get his regen up as these fights. Getting deleted out the sky immediately. Woo! Right out the sky. The Viper getting taken out on the side as well. It is a 2v2 situation. Now it's a 2v1. Spring Hour by himself, 1v1 on Light, both similar HP. However, Mickey's gonna get his regen up. It's not looking so good for Make-A-Wish on this first cash out. There's not a lot of time. They're gonna get the res. They're gonna go for here potentially. Glitch Barrel comes out. No value. He's gonna come. He's gonna stop Spring Hour off the cash out. No time. They're just gonna take out Mickey, and that will be Emilian coining as well. They're probably gonna go for coins, get some positioning here. Emilian gonna have to play slow. Yeah, get that positioning. Positioning is very important, right? You want to get rotated out of there as fast as possible. Use the coins. The coins are valuable in many different situations, such as
you
this one right now.
You get three, you know?
You get three, use them.
I think it's too many. I honestly think it's too many. I mean, like, it's
Maybe.
just, in a final round like this, how often are you going to use 3 coins? If you use 3 coins, you lost the game. Like, I mean, there's no world where you're using 3 coins and it actually works out. Like, you have to... This has to, two might be good, but if you got 3 coins, in a world like this, they would just be respawning now, and it's basically Make-A-Wish that get, you know, free reign to do whatever they want. So a lot happier with them coining and just making sure that now Make-A-Wish are not really confident. They don't get to just pick where they go. They have no idea where on the map Saints 1 are, and so we could see another one of those fights where the vault just kind of takes about 2 minutes to actually get plugged.
Right, exactly. It looks like both teams want to play this very slow. They know what's on stake right here. They know what's on the line. They need to play together. They need to, you know, get intel and, you know, approach these situations with a good mental state here. So,
nice gateway, prepped gateway.
Amazing gateway right there by Saints 1, being very aggressive on this plug. They're going to get the team fight as fast as possible. Potentially before the plug goes out on the side of Make-A-Wish. That is a good plug for Make-A-Wish right there. However, Saints 1 does have the high ground. Make-A-Wish trying to opt for a kite on low ground right here, trying to play their life. Saints 1 looking for Make-A-Wish, not a lot of value. They're going to go for a bait steal right here. C4 comes out, no value. They're going to get a possible free steal right here. However,
the goo!
Peels. Beautiful goo.
Goo 100% breaking that fight up. All of a sudden, the winch from Spring Hour was just useless, but Emilian is by himself. They're so low. He can get these pick on both of them if he just pushes, but the heals do come out. The C4 takes out Viper, but the revive was there from Morifix. Gets Spring Hour back up. I really thought Saints 1 had that for a second. Spring Hour goes for the winch, pulling Emilian out of position, but the goo from Morifix blocked it off and prevented the winch from actually coming through, which was almost a disaster for them. It could have gone really badly.
Yeah, it looks like both teams are opting for that quick reset on the point. They want to try to bait the team in with a potential bait steal, and that's what happened. However, it did not work out that time around for Saints 1. Make-A-Wish being there.
They don't know. They spawned behind them. They thought they were spawning a different spot. They have the advantage now. Make-A-Wish are having to run a little bit offset from their chosen defensive setup, which means the high ground is completely in favor of Saints 1. They didn't block the spawn the way they needed to. All 3 set up there. Goo goes down, the dome shield as well. He does get winched in. Mickey retreating to the safety of his bubble. Dome shield from Make-A-Wish. That's gone down, and Viper picks off 1, but they're all so low. He needs to get 1 pick here. Mickey needs to survive, but he can't do it. Emilian, the only one left, but the time is not there. This cash out is going to go the way of Make-A-Wish as Emilian looks to be running off and resetting so they can prepare for the 3rd cash out. You got your wish, Satan.
First time of this set, we are going to a 3rd and final cash out right here. Everything's on the line for these teams. Both teams want it bad. We're gonna go here, over here on the opposite side of the map. 3 is really close to D. 3 is a really close point to D. That could be a potential quick plug for whoever wins the first cash out. This is gonna be a very important team fight right here.
Oh yeah, I hope you brought your glasses that they give you in the theater, because this will be a little 3D action that we see going on. Gonna be a very quick pick too, especially if they get that gateway.
I got my 3D glasses on right now. I'm putting them on.
It's live. This is Ape Squad production right here. We go past the 2-second dimension. It's coming at your screen.
I want to see all the angles.
No immediate gateway, so they're not plugging it. They don't want to get overextended, especially because Saints 1 have been setting up. Patience has been the name of the game so far. Someone
of this match, yeah.
Yeah. Sharing some picks back and forth. They do get pushed on the high ground. Morphix and Springer have to drop, but he gets winched in. He's caught. Someone finishes off Springhour. The heavy of Make-A-Wish has been taken out. They have to reset, but because the vault is so far away, this doesn't actually give Saints 1 that much. You see Mickey running off to grab that vault, look to get his team with the plug. As he looks to throw this up.
This is a very close cash out right here. They're going to get this relatively quickly here. However, Morphix and Viper just playing slow, not giving away their position, and they're going to look for a coin here potentially. Yeah, they will, for their teammate to get and re-engage here.
Yeah, they're all up.
They're just holding under the cash out here, waiting for their teammate to come in, waiting for the heavy. Possibly going to make a DMAT steal play here. We'll see how the Make-A-Wish decide to approach the situation here.
Look at how Saints 1 are set up. They're so separated right now. Even Mickey and Emilian are not close together. This is a very isolated setup because they're expecting the high ground push. They're not expecting this to get dropped. There's the C4. There's the winch pulling this out of position, but Viper takes a ton of damage in the process here. Not what he wanted to have happen, and this is going to reset the fight for them and allow Saints 1 to position where they want to.
Exactly. Lots of intel on Viper there. He's able to get his regen though. Both teams all up. Max HP right here. RPG's coming out. Not a lot of value. Springhour is going to get in trouble. Springhour gets taken out. That's not good.
Morphix too!
One by one, Make-A-Wish is falling apart now. Viper by himself. He's probably going to go for a reset here. They're going to have one more opportunity on this cash out. Like I said, it was a very fast cash out to plug, and now not a lot of time. This is very straining for Make-A-Wish here. Oh, man, not looking too good, but they're going to have one more opportunity. Anything can happen in this situation for Make-A-Wish. They're going to have to be wishing. Make a wish for Make-A-Wish, chat. They're going to need it, man.
If you're a Make-A-Wish supporter, you better be hoping for a miracle right now. They do still have a lower bracket, so there is still a chance for them. It's not over if they lose this match, but their journey today gets a lot harder, whereas Saints 1 only 15 seconds left for them to hold on, for them to move on further in this bracket. The push coming in from Make-A-Wish. C4 does drop. They only have one more drop. They have a bounce pad set up on the side of Saints 1, looking to hold this steal, but the DMAT is there. Hits the bounce pad. The cash out is up and down. It's all over the place. Can they go for the steal? He looks to stick it. He's just on top of it right now, but Mickey is there. Shreds everybody. All three go down. Emilian with the two-piece, and Saints 1 win their first match and move on in this bracket.
Saints 1 taking the first set of this tournament right here, over here at Ape Squad Worlds. Well played throughout. This was a roller coaster of a match here at Vegas. So many good things, so many bad things on the side of both teams. However, both played their absolute best, gave us a great show here. As we look at the scoreboard right now, we can see both teams absolute battle. We see Viper struggling a little bit. However, both teams just going back and forth here at Vegas. Really good on the side of my team.
Yeah, the light struggling on opposite ping. Maybe that is the story of the day, is the difficulty with that. So I do think maybe that's something to look at.